Hi, everybody. Welcome. Can you all hear me? I just want to make sure. Maybe say yes in the chat if you can hear me. That would be great. And we'll probably get started probably in about 5 minutes. Let's see. You can hear me? Hello, everyone. Loud and clear. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so while we're just kind of stalling and everything, tell me something in the chat that you are encouraged or thankful for. We got a raised hand. All right, yeah, tell me something you're encouraged or thankful for. That'd be great. I'd love to hear some encouragements. Yes, yes, yes. I think people are typing. Thankful for my health from Allison. Yes, you know what? So am I. So am I. For those who don't know, I had a pretty tough case of COVID. There's 1 in 10 healthy people can get a really lingering symptoms, and I've had 126 days of lingering symptoms. So it has not been fun, but I have learned more about COVID than you'll ever want to know. So if you ever have any questions, this is not the place for it, but yep. Yes, thankful for my health. That is a good one. My little girl, Rose. Yes. My health and aloe vera. I am grateful I found forever. I am thankful that I met the person that introduced me to the business and for everything I already have. Yes, and I'm glad I'm okay too. People are like, I'm glad you're okay. Oh, thank you for those. Yes, I am healing and all of that, which is really good. So, yeah, we're just going to wait another minute or two before we get started. But it's been quite the journey. Yeah, let's see if there's anybody else. Anybody else? Cool. As we're stalling a little bit to let everybody come on. So, yeah, lots of people are grateful for their health. Really, 'tis the season to be healthy, which is so nice. Okay, let's give it 1 more minute. Or 2 more minutes. I'm going to get my PowerPoint up while we do that. Oh, 1 more question. Thankful for my family. You know what? I am so thankful for my family too. I've got 2 amazing teenagers, let me tell you. And they have been doing great during lockdown, despite the ups and downs and all of that. And so I am loving my teenagers. Okay, thankful for training from forever. You know what? I'm really liking this format of like once a week. I mean, we have all these different things, but Thursday nights are product nights. And I'm really enjoying that because it's like short little snippets now. Just FYI, is we're going to start doing some of our trainings that we were doing live. We're going to do them online. So we're working towards that right now to make it easier for everybody because I don't know when we're going to do in-person things again. We want to, but we also need safety. And so we're going to try to put as much online and make it convenient as possible for you while we're on this journey. Well, let me get into my screen so we can start this. Get this all going. Okay. Sometimes everything's just a little slow. Oops, stop. Back. Okay. Move this up. There's my face. Look at that. So I was like, big picture of me, great, fantastic. All right. Let's see. Shall we get started? Let's just get started. I'm kind of like, let's see, hang on, one more question. Oh, grateful that we have amazing quality products for our health, skin, and more. And more. And we're going to be talking about that. What a great segue into now, because we're going to talk about summer skincare. And, obviously, I usually talk about all of our normal systems. So we have like Sonia Daily Gel System and Infinite by Forever. And then right in between, we have the targeted range. And those are your daily routine. And we'll kind of mention them briefly. But honestly, today is all about the sun. And you know what? We've all felt a little cooped up these days. And so we need the sun. We really do. This is how we get vitamin D. It's a mood booster. And I don't know if you've felt the difference when you're just stuck indoors all the time. And then you get out and it's sunny. It is a mood booster. And then we need a change of scenery. So I want to encourage us to get out this summer. I know probably if you're like me, we had a lovely tropical holiday planned. That's not happening. And that may be the case for a lot of us, and so let's get out in the garden. Let's go. Like, I live in Sheffield. We have the Peak District. It's, we've got beautiful, 2 hours away, you've got beautiful places. And I know there's restrictions, but when some things are lifted or whatever we can do just to get out, let's get out. But we don't want too much exposure of a good thing, because the sun can do damage. And so it's this fine balance of how do we protect our skin yet really enjoy it as we get out there and get out in our gardens and the parks and take walks and try to go to the coast and get a change of scenery. So I've kind of come up, this is not like some incentive package or anything like that. So, kind of a bundle of care. And I honestly see this as, one of the things I appreciate about Forever is we are about self-care. And we do, you need to take care of your body, because this is what we live in, and that's why I appreciate that we've got like supplements that you can digest, and of course, aloe, our flagship staple product, is so wonderful, so versatile that you can drink it and you can put it on your skin, and it has so many wonderful benefits. But when I was thinking about this, a bundle of care, I put together some products that I would say would be products that would be great to have on your shelf throughout the summer for your whole family. Different things that you can pull at different times that you're going to need. And some you might use more consistently. Some you might just use as a one-off here and there. And so I put those together. And under this umbrella, these are ones that do one of three things. Now they might do more than one thing here, but like they'll protect you from UVA, UVB sun damage, premature signs of aging, which we'll talk about in a minute. They'll soothe and calm your skin. All right, so soothe and calm your skin from too much exposure. So if you get too much sun, what do? You can put some of these products on. And then replace what's lost with hydration and moisture, because when you get too much sun, you're going to lose hydration and your skin is going to get tight and it's going to get dry, and then it may be drier consistently. And so here's some things you can do to replenish what was lost. So we're going to go through these products. However, and this is a really big deal, especially for someone, I'm in my late 40s. And if you've heard me teach about sunscreen, one of the things I've talked about is because I have fair, very, very fair skin. And in fact, if I go out in the sun, within 5 minutes, the sun does not like me. I mean, I start to get red. And so even from a young age, where my friends, and obviously you can tell from my accent, I'm not originally from England. I'm originally from Texas, although I can put on a Texan accent for you. But I try not to do that too often. All my friends in Texas would go out and bake in the sun by the pool, you know, and burn and try to get the tan. And I mean, yeah, I've got things about, you know, the wisdom of that. But that was what we did as teenagers. But I was the dorky one with the hat, and I would just cover myself in sunscreen, you know, and cover myself with clothes because I just didn't want to burn. But honestly, I'm really grateful because I feel like this is the #1 way that I've stayed as young looking. This and a really healthy diet and a good skincare routine, honestly, has kept me from fine lines and wrinkles, you know, and I think, you know, and here's a great quote. Clinical signs of aging are essentially influenced by extrinsic factors. That can be smoking, that can be stress and how you handle stress, that can be dehydration, that can be pollution. But the biggest factor is especially the sun exposure. Indeed, UV exposure seems to be responsible for 80% of visible facial aging signs. So this is why we need to protect ourselves. And let's talk about UVA and UVB rays. Let's start over at UVB because that, you can call it burning rays. This is what you think of when you think, oh, I need to put on sun cream. We're going out to the beach. I don't want to burn. And I would say your skin color will determine how long you can be in the sun without burning. But even those with darker skin can burn. The thing is it may not turn red. It will just get hot. It will get dry. It will get dehydrated and tight. And so, and the thing is when we get UVB rays and too much of them, it affects our outer layer of the skin. It creates sunburns and it can increase skin cancer. My stepsister, who is 12 years younger than me, is quite the redhead, and she's a model in Beverly Hills. But when she was 22, she, you know, loved to go out, go lay out in the sun. But when she was 22, she got skin cancer on her back, and they took out, I think it was like, I don't know, 13 inches or something. I mean, it was like a really long line out of her back. And ever since then, she's been really, really careful, you know, and so you just don't know. And you need to be really careful of too much exposure and not protecting your skin. Radiation is higher during the summer and during midday, but it can burn year round, especially if, you know, you go skiing, you're going to get the reflection of the sun, or just out in the water, you're going to get double exposure. And so that's something to be careful of. However, something that goes deeper is UVA rays. These are aging rays. These are a lot more prevalent. In fact, they're about 50 times more prevalent than UVB rays. These are the ones that go to the deeper layer in the skin, the dermis. This is where your collagen is, your elastin, your hyaluronic acid, your fibroblasts. And basically it goes down and it can create damage even into the DNA of this really delicate part of your dermis. And this is what causes the wrinkles and the fine lines and the sunspots or age spots, whatever you want to call them. You know, you lose moisture because you're losing that hyaluronic acid. And so this is really key for protection as well. So when you get a sun cream, you want something that's broad spectrum, meaning you want UVA and UVB rays, and you want something that will protect your skin. Here's another diagram, and just let you look at that for a second. Basically, without protection, it goes down into the deeper dermis, but with protection, the right kind of sunscreen, it's like a mask, and it helps the rays bounce off. So this is a great image. I don't know, has anybody, well, it's not very interactive, but I've done this where you go into the ultraviolet light and you actually see what's really going on underneath, because what's going on underneath will show up later. But this is her skin and what kind of damage has been done already. Another picture, I love this picture. So this next one is a lorry driver in America and just drove a truck. And the thing is UVA rays can come through windows, like your kitchen window. In fact, it was funny. I was cooking a soup or something not too long ago, and it was really sunny in our kitchen. It was mid-morning, and I ran upstairs because I hadn't put on my protecting day lotion. I put on my protecting day lotion because I actually wear that pretty much every day. And my husband's like, why are you putting on sun cream? I'm like, it is sunny in the kitchen. He's like, you're indoors. Yes, because UVA rays actually are more prevalent, and they go through your windows. They go through airplane windows, and they go through clouds. So you think, oh, it's cloudy, I don't need sun cream. Well, my husband actually went for a walk on a very cloudy day the other day. He came home and he was beet red because he just wasn't thinking, and he got too much sun, and it was very, very cloudy. So, picture of this lorry driver. Move my little picture if it's a little too much in the way. One side of his face was exposed to the glass where he was driving, you know, the window, and the other side was not. And that just shows you what the sun can do with premature aging. Here's another great picture. This is a set of twins. We've got Jean and Susan. So Susan looks 10 years older. Now, one person in training was like, Susan actually looks a little happier, but we're not talking about her mood. We're talking about sun damage. So Susan did not use sun cream and also smoked. And you can see from the fine lines and wrinkles of two women who are exactly the same age, and what can happen to your skin if you don't protect your skin. I love this picture. And they do have, if you could Google, I think you can find this online pretty easily. Just Google twins and UV, you know, UVA, UVB damage. You can find more stuff. So let's talk about some of these products I would put together of things to have on hand throughout the summer that you can pull off the shelf and use, like I said, either one-offs or as and when you need them. I'm actually using the hydrating serum twice a day now. Protecting day lotion I use once a day. And then the others are, you know, like I said, aloe lips, you know, of course, use it as chapstick and all of that as well. So let's talk about our products. Number one, we're going to talk about first how to protect from the number one way that you are going to see signs of premature aging. And I would say start with the face, because you do need some sun to get the vitamin D, but you can get vitamin D from your arms, you know. So, and you only need about, I've heard about 15 minutes, about 3 times a week, you know, out with a little sun exposure to get that vitamin D. And I would say with current times is to normalize your vitamin D, make sure you're getting it. And so let me just check and see. The protecting range, will there be a cleanser to that range? So let me explain. So protecting day lotion is under the targeted range. Targeted range is a number of products, which several of these are in, and you've seen them with the blue. And they're not a system. They're not like a cleanser or any of that. That's what the Sonia Daily Gel is, and we'll talk about at the end. And also the Infinite by Forever. Those are our systems where we cleanse and we moisturize, or we have a serum in them, but they're systems depending on your skin type. And again, we'll get to that at the end. The targeted is for needs and preferences. And so this is one of these things if someone says, you know what, I need to protect my skin on a daily basis, I'm fair, you know, I just want to protect it from premature aging. So this is something that is not your moisturizer, so to speak, but this is a very moisturizing product. This is a broad spectrum at your very basic level. So this is not your tropical. You want something a little stronger, like an SPF 30. This is more like, I'm going to the office, you know, and I'm sitting by a window, or I am just running errands. This is really what this is. And for me, I wear this right before my makeup or instead of my makeup. So I actually wear this every day just for a little protection over my face. It's a natural mineral sunscreen. It's zinc oxide. So people are like, there's a white mask. Well, actually, one, that is the safest type of sunscreen, and we really want something that's not going to be unsafe. And if you Google sunscreens, there's a lot of of news, at least in the last recent years, of ones that are really unsafe because it can go into your bloodstream and they're also destroying the environment. Zinc mineral oxide is not one of those. It's one of the safe ones because it sits on the skin. So yes, it's a little white masky. If it's a little too white masky, add a little concealer to it, or like a foundation to it to darken the tint, or just kind of, you know, rub it on lightly and maybe do it again. I do know it has been an issue, and we have heard the feedback back at head office, and so they're definitely, you know, considering that and everything for those with more skin color. This can be a little white, but that's because it is a mask, so to speak, and just helping that UVA, UVB bounce off. But it is also highly moisturizing, protecting day lotion, and so it's got the Cranberry plant, which is high in fatty acids. And then it's got the Jerusalem Resurrection plant, which has the ability to resurrect itself within hours. So it's a really hydrating SPF, but it can be used on top of your routine that you do. Let me just check this question. Does the protecting day lotion go under serum and moisturizer? Actually, I think the protecting day lotion goes better on top of everything. So what you would do in a routine, cleanser, anything along with a cleanser like an exfoliator or a toner, that would be under cleansing. You would do a cleanser first, exfoliator, toner if you do that. Exfoliators we'll talk about at the end, but you do about 2 to 3 times a week as a woman. You don't want to over exfoliate. Cleanser, then you do a serum. And you can do your Infinite, you know, if you've got aging skin, has anti-aging benefits, your Infinite, you know, serum, or you can do the new hydrating serum, which we'll talk about at the end here. I actually do both because they have different purposes. The purpose of a serum is to complement a moisturizer, all right? Is not in replace of, it is to complement. So you do a serum, then you do a moisturizer. So you've got your Sonia Daily Gel Moisturizer for oily skin or combination skin. And then you've got your Infinite by Forever Moisturizer for drying skin or maturing skin. And then we also have in our classics, Aloe Deep Moisturizing. So it's another option. Protecting Day Lotion goes on top. It's not meant to be your moisturizer. It goes on top of all of this. And it's kind of like right before you go out. You wanna put it on, or right before your makeup. So see if there's any other. Does it have a scent? No. We don't add any perfumes. So if there's any scent whatsoever, it would be because it was a natural botanical. So if there's any kind of light thing, but really we do not add fragrance to our new products. All right, here, let's go on to our new sunscreen, new as in last year. And this is our overall sunscreen that we have. It's a SPF 30, which we already talked about, water resistant with a natural zinc oxide sunscreen. And I want to go back to what I was saying. This is non-nano sized. What does that mean? It means there are actually larger particles that sit on top of the skin and don't go into the bloodstream or go in deeper into the skin. And these are particles that don't go and hurt the coral reefs. So this is coral reef safe, which there are sunscreens in different parts of the world, like in Hawaii. They've actually banned different sunscreens and sunscreen ingredients because it's actually harming the coral reefs. Now, the key with any sunscreen is that you reapply. Any sunscreen. Doesn't matter what SPF it is. You reapply, especially if you're being exposed to water or sweat. But the typical rule of thumb is every 2 hours you put on about a teaspoon or a little bit more per area. And there's several areas. You get like your face, your arms, you know, this area, your back, your legs. So a teaspoon, and make sure to put on enough. Often we do not put on enough. And so reapply and put on enough. Okay, let's go on to our next one. Maybe. Oh, come on. It's not moving. Oh, here we go. All right, now, so we were talking about protection. That's our UVA, UVB, SPF, you know, sunscreens. But what happens if we get a little too much sun? We have our staple flagship aloe vera jelly. This is as close to the inner leaf as possible. So it's easily absorbed into the skin. And this is all about, and these next few products are all about soothing and calming irritated skin or sensitive skin. Yeah, and it's ideal for any first aid kit. You know, I don't know about you, but my mom had aloe vera plants when I was growing up. In fact, part of my childhood was in Alaska, and we had multiple aloe vera plants on our windowsills. And I remember if I got any, hurt myself, Mom would cut that open and get the gooey leaf out. It's always kind of gross, and then put that on. And this is so much better and so much more convenient, let me tell you. So this is what we have. Now, the great thing about aloe vera jelly, and I want to ask at the end, don't tell me now, but I do want to ask for those of us who've been using it a while, you know, what are some great handy tips? Because you can use it as a real gentle makeup remover. You can actually use it as a product. It's also really great if your skin is just out of balance and you just need some soothing. You know, you could put the jelly on your face. So it's a really versatile, all-purpose product that should be a staple item on your shelf. Now, I put along with this is not really highlighted, but I think it goes along with it, the Aloe Lips. Aloe Lips has aloe in it, and it also has jojoba. Jojoba it naturally mimics your natural wax in your skin. And so it's really fantastic. But what I like about this is it's not just for your lips. It's handy to actually put on any little areas that are experiencing dry skin or flaky skin or irritated skin. It's kind of like a little magic stick that you can just put on different areas. So don't just think that you have to put it just on your lips. You can use it in other parts and as just kind of a little, you know, moisturizing with aloe benefits in your skin. Let me just check questions real fast. So, okay, yeah, there's, I can't ever, somebody asked a question about a skin condition and I can't answer those questions because it's not compliant. We all want skin health, but I can't respond to actual skin conditions. Yeah, so, okay, we're gonna keep going. So, all right, so next in line is Aloe First. This is a fantastic multi-purpose product. I actually have a little piece of paper here that is aloe in a spray form. And sometimes your skin just doesn't want to be touched. So this is really fantastic. Aloe in a spray form, in a spray bottle. People have talked about, I haven't tried it yet, but where you can actually put a little bit of a moisturizer like propolis or whatever, and then put it in and you've got extra moisture. However, so you could just put it in a tiny bit at the top and shake it up and have a little extra moisture. But however, this on itself is very moisturizing. What I love about it is high in aloe vera. It's got bee propolis. Now, if you know anything about bee propolis, you know, bees make several different products. That's not really a great way to say that, but bees have several things that they make. One of it is propolis. What happens is they go to the resin in trees where trees are, it helps to protect the trees. They capture that, take it back to their hive. They make bee propolis, and then they take this bee propolis and they put all over the hive to keep it sanitary, to keep it sterile. So we've captured bee propolis and what it does and all the wonderful benefits. You know, of course, we've got our own bee propolis that you can actually take, but this is one you can spray on. So if you've got skin that's irritated and needs to be soothed and calmed or just a little damaged, this is a really fantastic product. But the other thing, it has got, I mean, if you look at the ingredients, you've got sage, sandalwood, ginger, eucalyptus, calendula from marigold, which is really soothing, thyme, dandelion. Those are some of the botanicals that it has in there that this contains, and it's all about soothing and calming. So the other thing is that you can use it as kind of like, I mean, it's again, really versatile. You can use it in your hair, especially if you've been out at a pool and you just kind of feel the chlorine. This is really good to keep it moist. Also, you can use it almost like a hair product to kind of give it a little texture. You can use it as a refreshing spray after the shower, especially if you've had a little too much sun. So it's definitely a product that has a lot of purposes. Let me just check questions. Oh wait, here's a great one for the aloe lips. Good for a nappy bag as a magic stick if the children trip in the playground. Oh, that's good. What about makeup with an SPF that's good enough? We don't have any makeup at this point with an SPF. That would be really fantastic. But our Forever right now is not doing any makeup except for our eyeliner. We'll see what happens. I've heard different things, but you never know what's going to happen. So, okay, moving on. Okay, this is probably my favorite product of a one-off product that you don't use every day. I'd love to, but it would get a little pricey, I think. My daughter loves this, but this is our beautiful, beautiful Aloe Biocellulose Mask. And again, this is soothing and calming, but it's also restores what's been lost. And this is all about hydration. It doesn't have oils in it, so to speak. It is, you know, if you've heard the story of how this thing is made, science created. If you know anything about masks, there's 3 different levels of sheet masks. There's your kind of crappy paper mask, which is not that good. And I don't know why people buy that. It's cheap as chips and not great. This is not that. Then you got a second level, which you know, a little bit nicer mask. And then you have your premium grade science created. This is the only aloe science created mask in the world. And what they do is they take, you know, coconut and ferment it and, you know, have aloe, and it creates this mask, and then they feed it seagrass and horse chestnut and green tea. So what you're creating is this biodegradable, you can actually put in your garden when you're done with it, biodegradable sheet mask that actually can break down in your skin. So you put it on for about 20 minutes, but after about 15, it actually, the mask actually seriously breaks down. Someone said they put it on for 2 hours, which I'm like, wow, I guess nobody came to the door, but hey, they did. And they said actually a lot of it broke down into their skin. But what this is kind of like, let me step back. Let me explain serums, because we're going to talk about that in a minute. So serums, again, complement your moisturizers. They hydrate. It just kind of depends on what the purpose of the serum is. Some serums moisturize, but this one in particular hydrates. And hydrate, so serums are a lot less ingredients and a lot more of those ingredients. They're power packed. And so that's kind of what you're getting in this mask, is you're getting a serum sitting on your face, hydrating your face, replenishing what's been lost in moisture for like 20 minutes, which is fantastic. It's very soothing. And I have to say, having had a long illness with the virus, this was actually really soothing. I put it in the fridge and I used it just for soothing. It was really nice. And so this is a great care package if you know someone who gets ill, just to kind of help them feel better, help to feel, you know, a little more sane, so to speak. But both my daughter, who's 17, and myself love it. In fact, especially after stress, she just had a bunch of exams, which was real fun, all online. And when she was done, I was like, you want a mask? She's like, yes, please. So this is kind of our, hey, do you want a little pamper self-care? Yes, so let me just check out the questions, see if there's anything else before we go on. Okay, Aloe First is great for your hair, yes. Oh, how old is your daughter if she's using the biocellulose mask? Honestly, I think you could probably go from the time that if they're using the Sonia Daily Gel cleansing routine, they can use a mask. Because it's not oil-based, yeah, because it's not oil-based, you can use it on all skin types, which is really fantastic. So one of my favorite products, really. So sold on it. Okay. All right. Dun, 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 a new product. Okay. So I've been using hydrating serum, I feel like a month, because I got it several weeks before the FBOs, which was really nice. And here's where you use it, and then we'll talk about what it is. You use it in relation to your moisturizer. So you would use it before your moisturizer. However, you can use it later as a primer as well, but use it before your moisturizer. And you can use it in combination with our other Infinite serum, firming serum. I actually use both. I put on, after I cleanse my face, I actually put on my firming serum because it's got the peptides, so it's an award-winning serum. And then I use the hydrating serum because it's what the name is. It's all about hydration. And then it complements my moisturizer. And so I've been using it for a month, and as I mentioned, because I had this long illness with the virus, my skin got really dry, just probably from the stress and the illness, and it was very noticeable. And so I started using this a month ago, and probably within 2 weeks, my skin was back to normal. I mean, I really noticed a difference. And so that's what this is for. It's for all skin types. If you sense that you've got if you're struggling with a little bit of dryness, which can definitely happen with all skin types after too much sun exposure, you can get too dry. You know, with oily skin, you just need to be careful because it does have oils in it. It's got some fatty acids, like the shea butter fatty acid and coconut fatty acids, which I love shea butter. Shea butter just kind of melts in your fingers. It's really lovely. But it's got 4 types of hyaluronic acid. So what is hyaluronic acid? This is a really big buzzword on High Street. And the reason is because, you know, as we age, we lose our body's own hyaluronic acid, you know, and especially with premature aging, you can lose that. And hyaluronic acid is like your sponge. It's a sugar molecule that sits in your dermis, in the middle part of your skin. And it's what kind of holds, you know, the collagen, elastin, and it gives it the hydration that it needs. So why do we have 4 types? Well, it's because they're science created. We've created some. 4 of these types have kind of 2 purposes. One purpose is to go deep into the skin. So we've got some that are really chopped up, really, really tiny, so it can go deep into the skin and bring hydration. The other 2 are actually a little bit bigger molecules, so it can sit on the skin to protect you and also keep your skin from moisture loss. So it's got kind of a dual purpose with the hyaluronic acid, is to go deep into the skin to hydrate, but also to sit on your skin and protect you from environmental pollutants, and also from, you know, just the damage that can happen when you don't have enough hydration. So let me just check and see if you have any questions about this real fast. Okay. Oh, someone said a spritz of Aloe First is working better than my toner. That's because it's got all those beautiful, soothing and calming botanicals in it. That's great. And you can totally use it as your toner. How do you know what kind of skin you have? I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Great question. Do you know the percentage of the hyaluronic acid, please? You know what? I have no idea, because there's 4 different types and they have not put the percentage on there. And so that's a great question. You would have to write head office about, but I don't know if they have that because I have not seen those figures. Okay, let's move on. So that's kind of my summary of, if you're going to have products sitting on your shelf. I love that whole thing of having the aloe lips in your nappy bag if you've got kids, or just even in your purse for, you know, things, or even if you're gardening and you just kind of, you know, because it's got the jojoba and it's got the aloe in it. And then Aloe First is really versatile. Yeah, in fact, let's just pause for a second. Can you write in your chat if Aloe First or aloe vera jelly or any of these products, if you've got any fun uses? I can't use all of them because sometimes they're not totally compliant and I can't really say. But can anyone give any other uses, like for Aloe First that they use, or for, I'll come back to it, I'll let people type if they do, but any fun, creative uses, because that's what I love about our products, is it's not just a one thing, you know. Now the sunscreen, yeah, okay, granted it's a sunscreen, but the other products, like I said, Aloe First can totally be used as a hair product. Someone said they used it as a toner, you know, because it can be on your body. So let's see what someone says. Oh yes, aloe jelly is great on animals. Yeah, and Aloe First, yes, definitely. David Urch talks about that. Aloe First in my hair to brush when wet. Yep, that sounds great. Let's see, what else do we have? I put a thick layer of aloe jelly on as a face mask and leave it on overnight, because you know what? You're just putting fantastic pure aloe jelly on your face, and aloe, you know, there's a lot of benefits. I talk about this in my trainings of like aloe topically on your face is really fantastic, because it's an adaptogenic plant. It helps your skin adapt to what it's supposed to be. It's a, what's the word? Very hydrating, humectant, sorry, just slipped my mind. Humectant, so it's very sponge-like and it attracts moisture. It's a carrier, so it helps other ingredients go in deeper than they could by themselves. So aloe's got a lot, it's gonna help your skin's microbiome, because it's an adaptogen, adapt to what it should be and normalize. So, okay. Yeah, there's some medical things that are great for, but I can't actually talk about it on the webinar. Oh, aloe jelly is great for putting on glitter. Didn't know that one. That's a new one. Yes, it's just good for, let's just say, we've got a lot of people talking about health conditions. It is good because it's just really soothing. So for different health conditions, spraying or putting it on. Oh, hey, I mix the sunscreen and the jelly together to lessen the whiteness. That's a great tip. Very good, because you're just getting all the benefits of aloe. Oh, okay, we put aloe vera jelly and aloe vera propolis on my face at night too. Some people do that. Okay. And that would definitely be for someone with drier skin. Propolis is quite moisturizing. Okay, that's a medical condition. What's that? Aloe jelly is a great hair barrier used after my tooth work to help my pain. Well, that probably wasn't compliant, but you know, it's hair barrier. That is one thing. If you do hair dye, you can put some jelly here and it will keep the dye, you know, from getting too weird on your skin. And so, okay, we've got some more. I wish I could say all these, but I can't because it's not compliant, but we've got some more things. After a wax, aloe jelly, because your skin is probably irritated, so you could do that. Oh, hydrating serum on the ends of your hair. I agree. You could totally do hydrating serum. Hydrating serum also can be used as a primer as well. Aloe First, great in your hair. Yep, we've had that one. Aloe jelly is good on the scalp, and I use it as a styling gel. That's really good. All right. Oh, aloe lips on my cuticles. Oh, that's a great one. I love that one. Yes, I've heard that one too. Oh, aloe jelly after wax, because I'm a beautician and love it. And plus it's so flippin' natural. That's what I love about it. It's aloe. Everybody's like, of course you're going to use aloe. Oh, here we go. Aloe jelly and propolis cream mixed together. Great for dry feet. I know, I love propolis. We're going to talk about it in a second because we're not quite done yet. So those are my products of care. Don't forget, you need your routine. So Sonia Daily Gel System, okay? And Infinite by Forever. And then we have a couple other products I'm going to throw in there here at the end here of, you know, for summertime, sometimes we need to put on that fake tan, or we want to do a little pamper. So don't forget our exfoliators. And we've got 2 exfoliators. So we're going to talk about those. All right, so let's just talk briefly about our routines twice a day. So morning and evening, if you want healthy skin, one of the biggest things you can do is to have a routine. And we've got 2 lines. So we've got 3 skin types. Someone asked this question earlier. What are the skin types? So you've got oily, combination, and dry. Oily, you know it. It's going to be shiny, sticky, tacky. It's going to probably be unbalanced, and you know what I mean? We have to be compliant here. Dry, you know it. It's going to be tight. It's going to be flaky. It might be red. It might be thicker with texture. You can feel it. I mean, like I said, when I had illness for several months, just not too long ago, I mean, I just felt it. I was like, it just feels like just feels thicker and more texture, so to speak, uneven. And using hydrating serum for 2 weeks actually came and normalized my skin, which is fantastic. But in the middle, when someone says, what's my skin type? I go, it's probably combination, because combination is the largest demographic for 18 to 45-year-olds. And it fluctuates throughout seasons. So sometimes in winter season, it might be a little bit drier. Sometimes in the summer, it could be a little bit oilier. You know, with hormones, it can fluctuate. With stress, it can fluctuate. With pregnancy, it can fluctuate. So combination skin kind of is an umbrella of usually healthy skin, but it might fluctuate in different seasons and swing a little bit more. You can have both oily and dry at the same time. That's usually in combination, but that's where normal healthy skin is also. And what I like about normal healthy skin is, and I think that's what we're going for, is normalized skin, is when you have normal skin, you don't think about it. When you have unbalanced skin, you probably think about it a lot because this is the first thing you see. And so we're going to the place where actually you're just not thinking about your skin because it's normal and it's healthy. So Sonia Daily Gel System is all about both your oily skin and your combination skin. Now, I know people in their 70s and 80s who use this whole set. And that's because they have a little bit more combination than dry, and they love it. You know, and then I know people who are in their 20s who use the Infinite because their skin is a little bit drier. So the great thing is, you know, we've got our cleanser, which is quite nice. It's a real nice natural foamy with like acacia kind of senna. I mean, this is a whole other webinar that I talk about, so we're not going to go into it and stuff. But it's got a great cleanser that I actually use, because the great thing about Forever is you can mix and match all the products. So I actually use a lot of different ones. Where it's harder to mix and match is your moisture, and you need to do one that's more for your skin type. This is really for combination and oily skin. I remember when my daughter first started this and she's like, Mom, I don't need a moisturizer. Have you seen my skin? It's so oily. I was like, actually, you do. Every skin type needs a moisturizer. It just needs the right moisturizer and one that's going to help bring balance. And, you know, in this set, so to speak, that's what I love. It's all about bringing balance. And it's got things like licorice root, which is in your illuminating gel, which is in your gel mask. And licorice root is known to help balance especially oily skin and help with that balanced oil production. Illuminating gel is one that you can use for, you know, aging skin and maturing skin, as well as young skin, because it helps, you know, it's got 5 Asian botanicals like red clover extract that help reduce the appearance of pores, and a little bit goes a long way. It's very concentrated, but it helps bring a nice matte for when you've got an oily sheen, but it also helps reduce the appearance of pores. But also it helps just brighten the appearance of your skin, you know, especially as you age, it starts to get dull, so it helps to brighten. Refining Gel Mask is our only sleeping mask, and you can wear this every night if you want. Some people do that, and you can do that, but it's all about balancing your skin, and I would recommend maybe about 2 to 3 times a week. For those, especially if you have oily skin, to help bring balance. And like I said, it has those things like licorice in it to help normalize your skin, and also some other lovely botanicals. Then we have our Soothing Moisturizer, which is meant for oily or combination skin. It's very light, it just melts quickly. It does not sit on the skin, which is nice. All right, let's talk about Forever. Drives water in, reduces water out, because that's what happens as you age, as you lose, and you need to replace what's been lost. It's fragrance-free, though the Restoring Cream does have a bit of a scent to it, but that's because it's got this wonderful botanical called, and if you've heard my trainings, and I've encouraged you, if once we get all our trainings online, is to sign up if you haven't done a training, because we'll go through all these in depth. But Restoring Cream, which is our moisturizer right there, has multiple botanicals in it, but one of them is my favorite, but it has a little bit of a pungent, woodsy smell that goes away within about 2 to 3 minutes, called the Centipede of Cunninghami. And what they decided to do, instead of, because it did have a little bit of a scent to it, is instead of masking it, or because nobody wants to buy perfumed skincare, routine products anymore. They want it to be fragrance free, but instead of masking it or leaving it out, they decided to leave it in. But Centipede of Cunninghami is a botanical that's known to reduce the appearance and the depth of the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, which is really amazing. So we've got a cleanser, hydrating cleanser. We've got our Only Firming Complex, Only Beauty Supplement called Firming Complex. And this is something you would take 2 in the morning, although it doesn't really matter what time of day, but you only take 2. And it's got collagen in it. It's got biotin, which is great for strengthening the hair. Collagen also, because it's a protein found all over, not just your skin. So people who are taking this are really seeing a noticeable difference in their nails, in their hair. It also has French melon, which is a super antioxidant. Again, if you do the training, you see a fun video about how powerful an antioxidant and wonderful, lots of vitamin C in this product. And then our award-winning Firming Serum, which is actually one of my favorite products as well. And I combine it with my hydrating serum now because I need, as I age, my skin is getting drier. But what I like about this serum is you can use it for all skin types because it's not oil-based. And it's got anti-aging benefits. It's got science-created peptides